On the ground, the Cowboys' offensive line won the day. And as a result, obviously, the running backs being the dependent variable that they are, the position in general, they won. Quite a few splash plays, explosive plays on the ground. Not something that this Cowboys fan base is used to seeing in recent history. Explosive offenses, high-powered offenses, dominant aerial attacks, even despite not really having a dominant or a plethora of dominant receivers. This year they will. But very one-dimensional. Different story now. My thoughts, my main takeaways from today before we roll some of the footage that I'm really excited that you guys get to see, that I get to share with you, that I hope you appreciate. You're going to see quite a few big runs. You're going to see a lot of really quick pressure. All at the same time.
Wow, Sam Williams won so fast. Wow.
Okay, so it's like on one hand, Cowboys offensive line, I would bet the interior of that unit, especially the foundation, the strength of this entire roster, sets the floor for the offense, which sets the floor for the team in the running game. Okay? The interior offensive line, 6'5", 335, from left, center, right, left guard, center, right guard, using their superpowers. Power gap scheme, combo, and climb. Meaning, in its simplest form, downhill right at you. Cooper Beebe and Tyler Smith comboing the down lineman, climbing to the second level. Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker comboing the down lineman, climbing to the second level. Being powerful, being physical, straight that direction. On the ground, the Cowboys' offensive line won the day. And as a result, obviously, the running backs being the dependent variable that they are, the position in general, they won. Quite a few splash plays, explosive plays on the ground. Not something that this Cowboys fan base is used to seeing in recent history. Explosive offenses, high-powered offenses, dominant aerial attacks, even despite not really having a dominant or a plethora of dominant receivers. This year they will. But very one-dimensional. Different story now. Today, this is day one for me. I'll be back tomorrow, see if I feel the same way. The Cowboys' offensive line moving the line of scrimmage on the ground. Conversely, the Cowboys' defensive line, when the Cowboys' quarterbacks, Dak and Joe Milton, dropped back to pass, pressure was there in a hurry. Right? Like in a flash. Donovan Ezeraku, Sam Williams. Those guys move at a different speed. Okay, you'll see a couple clips of them at the beginning, doing some of the defensive line drills. Those two guys are different. All right. I'm willing to say the Cowboys' defensive line that was, I want to say, second in the league in pressures or sacks in 2023. This one's going to be better. And I haven't even mentioned the two elder statesmen, the guys who are probably going to challenge the other two that I just raved about, and likely finish ahead of in the pressure in the sack department. Dante Fowler Jr. and Micah Parsons. Okay, so the Cowboys' offensive line moving people on the ground game. Running backs, the main beneficiary of that. But the Cowboys' defensive line, even despite me not even really having to mention Micah Parsons or Dante Fowler Jr., wow. Explosive off the edge. The energy, this is not, I don't have anything to base it off of. This is my first camp, but I asked quite a few people, a lot of people that I had different discussions with. They're like, yeah, this energy feels different. So check mark in that department. Jalen Tolbert, he to me feels like he's playing not confident. Jonathan Mingo, Ryan Flournoy even, Jalen Brooks, Jalen Cropper, saw a lot of dynamic plays from each of those four guys today. Didn't really see Jalen Tolbert have a great day. Had a drop and was otherwise, I didn't key in on him as much as I probably should have. I regret not studying him at the point of attack in the running game, right? Because that's another thing too. How explosive plays happen in the running game. Like, we've kind of anticipated this. We've discussed this. The receivers who are going to round out the receiver room and then see playing time are going to be the guys who can bring more than just pass catching to the table. Jonathan Mingo, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Ryan Flournoy, whoever. You want to crack the Trayshawn Holden with his connection to Junior Adams, the new Cowboys receivers coach. You want to make the roster. What can you do for me on the ground? That's how explosive plays happen. So here's the other way that I want to characterize and explain this, so that maybe it helps somebody, maybe it doesn't. You are better served to have 10 other guys, say 9, okay, because you're not going to include the quarterback unless it's Joe Milton running some zone read stuff. Say 9 other guys who are giving all the effort. Maybe they're not the best run blockers, but 9 of them are giving everything they got. Okay, you got an average offensive line in the run blocking department, but an above average skill position group in the run blocking department. You're gonna have more explosive plays that way. Because to have explosive plays, you gotta keep the secondary from cutting people off as well, and from making a beeline to the spot, or beating a guy, cutting him off, forcing him to change those types of things, right? The help. Eliminate the help if you get past the first and the second level, right? There seemed to be an emphasis on that today, and they even repped it a bunch prior to the whole team, the blue versus white period beginning. But it felt like to me that there was just a lot of, hey, everything that we've talked about as far as the Cowboys getting more physical, stopping the run and running the football. That was the emphasis. That's the biggest difference, the thing that I'm noticing the most and what I'm most excited about. Give this offense that we know is top 5 in the league anytime that number 4 is healthy. Giving them the foundation of having the floor be set by the dominance of the interior offensive line. And then Tyler Guyton, who, by the way, looks fantastic. He's a different guy, different player. Different player. So excited about that. But just the interior, that's the floor. The skill position talent sets the ceiling. Those top 5 offenses that we got used to, the 12-5, 12-5, 12-5 seasons, MVP runner-up quarterback, all that stuff, that was one-dimensional football for the most part. What happens now when you have multiple dimensions? Not just to the offense, but to the running game. Experts in the rushing department, Clayton Adams, Connor Riley. I'm seeing offensive linemen in motion. I'm seeing pistol formations with 2 backs in the backfield. I'm seeing 12 personnel all the time. Brevin Spanford, saw him go down today. I was one of the first ones to capture that footage and to tweet. I wish him the best. I think they dodged a bullet there. Maybe a minor ankle tweak, having a fantastic camp. That's a guy 6'7", 270, different than any other tight end in the Cowboys room, and that includes Jake Ferguson. Congrats to him on the deal, too. And I can't for the life of me figure out why. Sorry, I'm kind of bouncing around here. It is what it is. A lot of thoughts. I can't for the life of me figure out why fans are upset about Micah Parsons in light and in wake of Jake Ferguson getting I'm not going to say well-deserved, but I think a really good deal for him and for the franchise. A guy that hadn't had a chance to break out yet. Okay, bad year last year. If you just look at the 2024 numbers, yeah, it's going to be disappointing. You're going to think the Cowboys overpaid. But look at the guaranteed money. It's not that much. Okay, it's not a market-setting deal, but acknowledge Jake in 2024, knee sprain in week 1, concussion in week 11, backup quarterback for the entire back half. 3 pretty critical factors, okay? Why are Cowboys fans frustrated that Micah's deal isn't done? Surely, I posted this on Instagram, surely we know, we can understand that a deal that's 4 times the contractual magnitude of Jake Ferguson's even, as much money as that is, as cool as that is for him, life-changing for his family. We're talking 4 times that. A market-setting deal, record-setting deal, highest paid non-quarterback ever. That's what we're talking about here. 4 times the contractual value. Surely we as a fan base can understand and appreciate, or just have some respect for. I know it's frustrating, but a little bit more patience with the negotiation. A little bit more negotiation in general. A little bit more standoff. A little bit more holdout. A little bit more hold in. Lots more things to consider and sort through. Oh, and not to mention 3 total parties. Team, player, agent. Triple-edged sword. All right. Damone Clark, I said his name a few times today. He stood out to me. He made what I said on Twitter. I got to go hunt down the clip. I'll have that posted on Twitter. The play of camp where he blew up a Kevontae Turpin carry from the backfield, which is once again where we want to see Kevontae carry the football. Now going across the formation, line him up in the backfield, let him get this way because it simulates what he's used to seeing as a return man, but also modern NFL football. Right, guys are faster at every level. More athletic. Sideline to sideline stuff doesn't really work anymore. Let him go. Just see it, hit it, get skinny. Damone Clark not only blew up the play, he blew up 2 offensive players with him in the process, including Kevontae Turpin. It was like an explosion. Got a big ooh and ah out of the fans in the crowd, and just was a cool thing to see, especially for somebody like me who admittedly was willing to write Damone Clark off, and I actually did. Called him a cap casualty. $3.3 million in savings if they were to cut him, but I think, it looks to me, at least, his confidence, his decisiveness, Matt Eberflus is changing his career. I hope that's the case. That's what it looked like today. We'll see if he can continue to build off of that. What do I mean by that? Okay, the last thing I'll say. Mozzie Smith looked good too. His burst is noticeably quicker. I still don't know about the anchor in the middle. Okay, Perrion Winfrey, Solomon Thomas, Mozzie Smith, Jay Toya. Jay Toya is tough to move, but is he a 7th round rookie enough? I don't know. Right, but just it makes sense. Matt Eberflus's philosophy is don't think, just freaking go and fly when you do it. Get down, get up the field, just go wreak havoc. Marshawn Nealon, Donovan Ezeraku, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler, and God, when Micah Parsons gets inserted into that picture, I'm telling you guys, this pass rush is going to give teams a lot of problems. It's going to be hell on earth for opposing quarterbacks. I promise you that. But that does not guarantee you wins. We've had hell on earth, hellacious pass rushes before. As long as 11's upright, it's going to be the case still. And even right now, without 11, it would still be hellacious. That's how much depth and how much nuance they have at that spot. But that won't win you football games in December. So as I get ready to roll this tape here, just be thinking about that. 6'5", 335 from left guard, center, right guard. Across the board right there. That's the floor. Deuce Vaughn also sat out this practice. I was really looking forward to seeing him. But I'm telling you guys, I saw Phil Maffa, a 6'2", 230-pound guy, who, by the way, I was going through some of the rosters, and I don't think I made it through the entire league, but I found 3 guys who are bigger than Phil Maffa. Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, James Conner. James Conner and Phil Maffa are like almost identical, actually. So James isn't even technically bigger. They're the same size. Phil Maffa went untouched. He was 6 yards up the field, past the line of scrimmage, before he got touched on one of his carries today. That's in this clip. All right. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you think. But I know I just gave you a lot of information there. I know there's more that I want to give you. I'll probably go live here as well tonight before the night ends. But talk to me. Help me help you. Let's talk. Let's sort this through. Make sure I'm not crazy. This Micah deal is going to get done. Don't worry about it. Let's congratulate Jake. Solomon Thomas, I don't know if you saw, was 30 minutes past practice, still getting his reps in. Pro's pro. Odigizua, Tyler Smith stayed 30 minutes after and were very engaging, very, very just energetic, very fun with the fans, signing autographs, just trying to get everybody. And that was cool to see. Perion Winfrey plays with a little bit of dog. That's another thing that I wanted to mention. That dude, he didn't even take his helmet off. He was full pads, helmet, chin strap still buckled up, visor, couldn't even see his eyes. This dude is just carries himself like a cyborg. I tweeted about this the other day too. He wants everybody's smoke, everybody's gunpowder, everybody's lead. He's here for it. That's cool. I love that energy. I mentioned Damone Clark already. I think that's it. Let's roll this tape. You guys enjoy. Talk to me in the comments. And if I'll just say it now so I don't have to remember to say it at the end. Remember that prayer changes things and the war is already won. Thank you to those of you who came and said what's up today. I think it was about 5 or 7, maybe even more. I don't even know. I lost count. Today was a whirlwind, but it was a fantastic day nonetheless, and I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow.
Open up in 12 personnel, 2 receivers, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Miles Sanders in the backfield, takes the carry. Marius Lear-Fowl fills the gap. Nice little pop. Looks like still in 12, span forward in motion. Javonte Williams in the backfield. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens still out there. Hunter Lipke, tight right. Uh-oh, we got another player down over here. Grabbing their ankle. That's not good.
Is that BB? No, BB's smart. Is this span forward?
Is it span forward? Looks like it might be. Get up, big fella. Looks like span forward. That's 4 plays in. Fourth play of practice, and we got a man down, clutching his right ankle. Can't tell who it is. It looks like, I think it was Brevin Spanford. I know he was on the field on that rep. Cannot tell who that is.
Brevin Spanford.
Yep, Brevin's being assisted off the field. That's not good. Well, 4 plays in, and way back there on the opposite side of the field, you can see Brevin Spanford limping off. He clutched his right ankle. Didn't see what happened, obviously.